Hey, what's up guys, I'm back in the video, and today I'm talking about the possibility of Clint Capela to the Dallas Mavericks. I'll be giving some reasons why I think the Mavericks should sign them, some reasons why I think Clint Capela will go with them, and some reasons why I think the Rockets will even let him walk in this free agency. And I mean, the reason I'm even making this video is because there have been lots of reports that the Dallas Mavericks are going to strongly be going after a big man, as their best player is a big man in Dirk Nowitzki, who is almost 40 years old. So who better to get than a young 24-year-old center who is probably the second best center in this free agency class, only because DeMarcus Cousins, who is probably a top 5 player, if not top 7 player in the NBA right now, and that is assuming that he stays the same after his Achilles injury. So without further ado, without me rambling on too much, let's get right into this video. So the first thing I'm going to get into is why it makes sense for the Dallas Mavericks to sign him, or why the Dallas Mavericks will have a chance to sign him. My first reason going to be Chris Paul is requesting a max deal and nothing less. He has came out and said he is getting that max deal, or I am leaving Houston, goodbye, y'all can go and kill yourselves. So basically, if they want to do what they want to do this free agency class, and that is sign Paul George or LeBron James, they're going to have to let Clint Capela leave, especially if Chris Paul is forcing their hand into giving them a max deal, because obviously you have to re-sign Chris Paul, but you can't sign LeBron or Paul George. If you resign Clint Capela, you have to let him walk. It's the only way you're going to be able to really get over the hump, and I think they really badly want to sign one of those two guys, so I'm pretty sure they're going to end up letting Clint Capela walk, which would then open up the Dallas Mavericks to be able to get him, and the Dallas Mavericks have a lot of cap space to sign him with, and they are able to give him, like, right now they're $2 million under being able to offer someone the max, so really all they have to get rid of is someone like Yogi Ferrell's contract, and then bada bing bada boom, they can offer a max contract, and Clint Capela has it. Now, I don't think Clint Capela is a max contract player. He's a very good player, a very good defender, but I don't think he's a max contract player due to his lack of offensive skills, so maybe they can get him for a little bit cheaper than the max and just get away with not even having to get rid of Yogi Ferrell overall. Now, my second reason is going to be that this year the Dallas Mavericks were the 6th oldest team in the NBA. So if they're able to sign Capela, then they will become a much younger, at least a much younger starting lineup, should I say, because despite the rookie Dennis Smith Jr., they currently have 0 players under the age of 25 in their starting lineup, and if they sign Clint Capela, who is 24 years old, plus they'll be able to draft a rookie this year, they will now probably have, with the 5th pick, should I say, they will now have 3 very young guys that have tons of potential to develop, and they'll be able to build chemistry among each other. So I think it would be a huge thing to be able to sign Clint Capela, just because of what they could be able to draft, and I really do think that if they can draft a decent player that maybe he can become a solid starter, or even at best an all-star, well then they'll have that youth movement and that rebuild kicked along way faster than it should be. Because if, just think, you have a young center, a great paint protector who's emerged as one of the best paint protectors in the entire league this year. You have Dennis Smith Jr. Junior. So Dennis Smith Jr., who is, like, a lot of people think he has a chance to be like one of the best point guards in the league one day. He's already one of the most explosive players in the NBA. I think he either won the dunk contest or came very close to winning the dunk contest. I don't know which one he did, but I know he was in the dunk contest and he did pretty good, and he had like an unbelievable dunk. He didn't win because everybody was mad that he didn't win, so debatably he should have won, and he's already a very explosive player. So if you're able to add Capela to that, now you have a good big 2, then you add your draft pick and whoever that might be, maybe he develops into an all-star, now you have a big 3 and something to build off and rebuild on, and then you move all your older players to the bench and gives you that veteran leadership to further develop your young talent. It's just an all-around good thing if they're able to sign Capela and make it a younger starting lineup. But then also it's going to lessen the role that Dirk Nowitzki has to play. I mean, obviously the dude is very old. I mean, he's 39, he's going to be 40 next year, and he is the best player on their team. He has to carry the entire workload, and this is probably going to be his last year, if not his second to last year in the NBA right now. And right now he is kind of carrying the Mavericks, which is very sad. Dirk Nowitzki used to be great, but he is no longer the player that he used to be. He is just not good enough to carry a team to the playoffs, much less more than like 30 wins. I don't think they had over 30 wins. I know they were very, very bad. Obviously, like, they have the 5th pick, which is actually a good thing. But now if they're able to lessen the workload on Dirk and make it to where Dirk is now the 2nd, or depending how your draft pick works out, the 3rd best player on your team, and then Clint Capela, I mean, then Dennis Smith Jr. develops, and maybe he can be the 5th best or the 4th best player on your team. That's going to be very, very beneficial to the Mavericks, and maybe they even be a playoff contender at the end of this year. It really all depends if they can sign Capela and how that rookie that they would be drafting all works out, because Dirk is a very good player still. Not very good, but he's still a very solid player, and if he's your 4th best player on the team, you can maybe make the playoffs still. And they do have Nerlens Noel, he had a very disappointing year this year, but he has shown glimpses of like potential being good. I mean, he had a very bad year due to injuries and just a bad year altogether. So maybe if he can get back to his old self, then they can be even better, and they can get to where Dirk is coming off their bench. I don't know if they will do that just because they are out of respect for Dirk, but if they do get to where Dirk can be on their bench, that would be a very huge step in the right direction for the Dallas Mavericks. But now let's get into why it would make sense for the Rockets to let this dude walk. I kind of got into this earlier in the video, but I'm going to try to touch on it just a little bit more in depth. So right now they're trying to make it to where they can beat the Golden State Warriors. That's what they tried this year. It didn't work. They said they built a team to beat the Golden State Warriors, do all this, like to pretty much make it to the finals and combat whatever the Warriors tried to do. It didn't work because Chris Paul got injured, but if they had Chris Paul, I really think they would have beat Golden State, and they should be in the NBA Finals right now, and maybe it would be a lot better, interesting series than watching the Cleveland LeBrons get swept, even though they got cheated in game 1. Whatever, but still, I think it would have been a much more interesting series. But if Chris Paul didn't get hurt, they would have already been it, and that team would have worked out. So if they were able to add a person like Paul George or LeBron James, I think that would be good enough to get them over that hump, which is the Golden State Warriors, and then ultimately get them to the finals, and that is their goal. Yes, Capela was a huge part of their team. I think they're definitely the 3rd best player on the team. Maybe not the 3rd most valuable just because of Eric Gordon, but he was definitely the 4th most valuable player and the 3rd best player on that team for sure. I really do think that. And I mean, unless you can get Capela for a unbelievably low price, and Capela just values winning that much, I don't think you can keep him. And especially because Chris Paul is kind of being an asshole, and when you think about it, asking for that max deal, he obviously wants to get paid because the years are limited and he's not going to have much more time to get paid, and he's going to start getting on the decline. So obviously he wants to get paid, but I mean, come on, Chris Paul. If you didn't ask for this much, maybe they could somehow find a way to get Chris Paul on a discount, get Capela on a discount, and still sign him, and that would definitely beat the Warriors. But they obviously cannot do that, and they're going to have to let Capela walk. It's just the only way they're able to sign someone like LeBron or Paul George. Obviously, they want LeBron first, but Paul George is the 2nd best free agent in this draft, in this free agent class, when you actually look at it. So I do think that they're going to have to let Capela walk. But unfortunately, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Comment below. Do you think Houston should go after LeBron, let Capela walk, go after Paul George, go after whoever? Do you think the Mavericks should try to get Capela? Do you think they should try to get Cousins? I want to hear all your thoughts below. And if you have any video ideas you want to see me make, comment those below as well. I really, really want to hear your thoughts and opinions. And also, if you did like the video at any point, hit the like button and subscribe button, please. Y'all been showing so much support lately. I mean, thank y'all so much. I think we're at like 165 subscribers. Jesus Christ, like, suck my bologna sandwich. Y'all have been amazing. I love y'all so much. Hope you have a blessed day. Hope everyone has a blessed day. I had a blessed day, so you have a blessed day. See you in tomorrow's video. Goodbye.